It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. Life is long enough, and a sufficiently generous amount has been given to us for the highest achievements if it were all well invested. But when it is wasted in heedless luxury and spent on no good activity, we are forced at last by death's final constraint to realize that it has passed away before we knew it was passing. So it is, we are not given a short life, but we make it short, and we are not ill-supplied, but wasteful of it. This is one of the more famous passages from Seneca's on the shortness of life, and it's all the more true because of how difficult it is to focus these days. As a kid, I would be able to read books for hours upon hours, completely immersed, and these days I often can't even focus for more than 15 minutes before feeling the compulsion to check my phone. I have a morning routine in place of drinking lemon water, getting to the gym as fast as possible, and meditating before going to work. But often I feel scattered about what results I actually accomplished and what I need to be working on, bigger picture. I've often felt that I've just been surviving my work day by day. As someone who has grown more and more interested in the philosophy of Stoicism over the last 2 years, one aspect of Stoicism that I've been keen on trying to implement is an evening routine. I've often found that the least productive and least fulfilling hours of my day are those periods after dinner. Oftentimes I'm so lethargic and just brain dead that I end up just binge watching Peter McKinnon videos.
What's up, everybody? Oh, I'll never be that good.
Now don't get me wrong, I will continue to watch Peter McKinnon as a way of fully solidifying how mediocre my own cinematography skills are, but I have been keen on seeing how an evening routine, an evening period of reflection might affect my clarity, the distinguishing between each day that I often struggle with, and also prepare me for the day ahead so that I can live it out more elegantly. And the results I found over this last week of having an evening routine in place have been absolutely tremendous. The evening routine I've been following has been 2 parts. The first is to ask yourself 3 questions every evening. The first, what did I do amiss? What did I do wrong? Once you distinguish what you did incorrectly, condemn the action but not yourself. Secondly, ask yourself, what have I done right, and praise yourself for it. And lastly, recognize what hasn't been accomplished yet, what you were supposed to do that day and you didn't do, and then simply acknowledge that. This first part of the routine helped me realize that while things are going great at the office and I'm generally speaking feeling pretty productive, I'd been kind of frustrated by the lack of deep work I'd been doing over the day. The second thing I learned from this is that I don't really praise myself that much, so to simply recognize where I've been doing things correctly, it has also been helpful. The second part of this evening routine that has been enormously powerful is planning for the day ahead. After I ask myself the 3 questions and reflect on what I did the previous day, I basically look at my work calendar and visualize what the ideal next day would look like. I found that one way this visualization has really helped me is in getting out of bed in the morning. When I visualize myself getting out of bed quickly, I actually ended up doing that, which was really tremendous. This practice of visualizing the following day also made sure that the day went far more smoothly. In many of his books, Brian Tracy says that planning for the day ahead, simply taking 10 minutes to plan out what the next day should look like, could yield you an extra 2 productive hours every single day. This has completely been the case for myself. Visualization and guided imagery is something that many Olympic athletes use to great effects to make their performance better, but what I found over this week is that it can also be used very powerfully in day-to-day life. Now, I'm not sure if having an evening routine every single evening is something that I'll be able to pull off. There are some days where you just feel like crashing, you don't feel like going through the routine, but I'm going to definitely strive to have an evening routine in place because it really does affect the elegance in which you accomplish the next day. If you're new to the channel, my name is Nikhil. This channel has one comedy sketch every Wednesday and a more genuine video every Sunday with topics in mind for the creative entrepreneur. So if that appeals to you, consider subscribing. And for those of us who are willing to reflect on our days and rehearse for the day ahead, to us I say, greatness is coming. Thank you for watching as always, guys, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.